Okay, it's been a few days since I've looked through this Rise of Alberta X account. This account is definitely growing quite fast. 77,000 followers on X, and a lot has actually happened in the last few days, of course, since I've covered this account. So we'll look through. First, they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. That Gandhi quote, by the way, that quote was very popular in Trump term one, the initial rise of MAGA. That quote definitely applies to that situation in a major way. By the way, do you think this has shades of the initial rise of MAGA? I'm of course not comparing it, because I know you make that comparison in Canada and people lose their minds. I'm just comparing the energy of the movements. I'm not trying to suggest they're linked in any way. There's a meme here, Alberta independence, hope is spreading. You're trying to sell some merch, selling merch, no problem with that. Make your money. Turns out keeping your own money hits different. Hashtag Alberta independence than this. The YouTube probably not going to like the music, but who cares? So I guess that'll be what'll happen when the money's not sent to Ottawa and Quebec. By the way, I love the rationale people try to use for, the money doesn't go to Quebec from Alberta. It first goes to Ottawa, then Quebec. The biggest cope I've ever heard. Here's Keith Wilson, 44-second video. We will take a look at this.
But we've all seen the incredible lineups. I've spoken with a number of people who have been in those lineups. And I have a close friend, a family friend that I've known all my life. And I talked to him the other day and he said to me, you know what, Keith, I never stand in a line for anything. But then he went on to tell me how he stood in a line for almost 3 hours. And it was one of the most moving, he said, rewarding, intense, awesome experiences of his life. He said the resolve of everybody in that line. There was handicapped people. There was people with walkers, elderly, all demographics. The camaraderie, the friendships that he made in that line, the energy and the excitement. That's an indicator we're gonna do this. We're going to achieve it. But we've all seen the incredible...
That is quite the story there from Keith Wilson. That was pretty cool. Here's Theo Fleury, great hockey player, not in the Hall of Fame. Maybe one day he will get there. Theo Fleury says, if there's a spring election and the Liberals get a majority, the lines for Alberta independence will be long and strong. I agree with that. This prediction here, I'll just keep scrolling by. There's only one path to a prosperous future for Albertans: independence. Alberta independence. Alberta independence is not a threat to First Nations rights. We'll watch this video, actually. It's about a minute long because I did a video on this earlier today. I've not seen this yet. We'll have to see what this guy says.
What does Alberta's independence mean for First Nations? First Nation members, we see you. Your rights, your history, your voice remains central to Alberta's future. Under the Clarity Act, First Nations rights must be negotiated in good faith between Alberta and the Government of Canada during any process toward succession. These rights are not optional, not erased, not bypassed. Here's what it means. Number one, good faith negotiations. Alberta and Canada must sit down with First Nations leadership to address the treaties, rights, responsibilities openly and respectfully. Number two, respect for First Rights nations and unique constitutional and historical rights must be fully recognized throughout this process. Number three, a future built together. Independence is not about assumptions, it's about partnership. This moment creates space for renewed cooperation, stronger agreements, and relationship built on mutual respect. We understand there are questions and concerns, but there is also possibility. The possibility of shaping a better, more respectful future together. First Nations members, you matter in this conversation. You will be at the table and your rights are protected.
Okay, so there you have it. According to that guy, minute-long video. I think that video was quite good. International media suddenly coordinating the same foreign interference narrative about Alberta independence is not organic. That's a kind of interesting post here. CNN, Al Jazeera, BBC out in the UK, and yeah, they're all using that phrase, Alberta separatist. By the way, do you think the word separatist is a slur? I don't think it's negative. Whatever. Don't the media might try to spin that as negative. Just it sounds sort of maybe like a harsh phrase. Who cares, in my opinion? But I don't know. Let me know if you disagree with that in the comments. I think independence, though, does sound better. Alberta independence sounds probably more aspirational than Alberta separatist. So at least I'll say that. But dear Albertans, they called us traitors too. That's pretty funny. From this account, Scott Carpenter. Here's Ezra. I did a video on this. I talked about this. According to Ezra Levant, foreign lobbyists paid this chief a $55,000 bribe to oppose Alberta's oil sands, source Toronto Sun. I'm not going to go into that, but I'm sure that would be true because it's not, I don't see any community notes on that. So very interesting. Again, I'm not going to dig into that, but anyway. More people here. Mockingbird Media. I won't read that one. EB, they're talking about that treason comment was crazy, bro. EB. It's like EB wants Alberta independence, saying things like that. Such an absurd thing to say. We don't need your permission to be prosperous. I heard Corey Morgan. I think it was a post on X, actually. Corey Morgan had a good line about that, about not asking for permission.
Negotiating.
This is from Eva. I guess I'll play it. 34 seconds. We'll take a look.
This referendum is not a tantrum. It is not rebellion, and it's not a negotiating tactic. And it certainly is not treason. A referendum is one of the simplest and most direct expressions of the democratic will of the people. Even the Supreme Court of Canada has been clear on this point, and this cannot be ignored.
Danielle Smith said she will not demonize Alberta independence. I played this before. This is quite funny. Canada without Alberta, Alberta without Canada. And then that famous meme, the wired fence, the slums, and then the paradise on the other side. That is funny. By the way, Canada without Alberta will be a liberal utopia, and it'll be bad because things will go even worse than they are. But it'll be so hard for conservatives to win in that framework without the votes from Alberta. Crazy. The Conservative Party, the CPC, will be even more centrist than, in my opinion, they already are. Alberta independence, nothing can stop us. I'll probably just go a little bit longer because I'm probably getting pretty close to some of the posts I've already seen. Yeah, this is David Eby. Of course, that treason comment. Man, what a guy. Okay, I'll finish the video there. Thanks for watching. I'll probably do another one of these in a few days once this account gets populated again. Thanks for watching, though. Please like, please subscribe. Have a great day.